Now, many are asking, does the energy plan inspire confidence, or is it being seen as just another promise? The rolling blackouts in the country are a major hindrance, especially to businesses. To look into how the president's plan was received, ENCA reporter Nqobile Madlala joins me now. She's out and about in Soweto. Nqobile, we know that Soweto has had a lot of problems with Eskom. They are definitely sometimes in the dark, even before or without load shedding being announced. How are they reacting, the residents and business owners in that area, to Ramaphosa's announcement?
Well, Masako, we started earlier in the morning where we spoke to Trevor Ngwane, and he was quite clear, and he said that he felt that as some of the leaders as well as people who have been communicating about the issues in Soweto and in a broader level, is that they felt that they've been excluded from this game plan. And he was saying that there is a need to speak to the people on the ground. We later also went to some of the families here in Soweto who, we heard from the elderly who were telling us that it's just very difficult. They haven't had power. Other areas haven't had power for 5 months, others even longer. And this has been something that they've been struggling with for quite some time. And so they just want answers in terms of what will happen, and it needs to happen now in order for them to get that kind of assistance. Now, where we find ourselves is at Soweto Hotel. Now, we know this is an area where a lot of people will come here in terms of being a tourist and making sure that there's business in the area, but having been in a heritage site, it's also an area where you'll find quite a number of tourists who will be here to learn more about the culture and perhaps more about Soweto as well. So I want to bring in a general manager of Soweto Hotel to sort of give us an idea. We hear now the president is saying that there is a plan, there are some interventions that can assist, especially the area that you are situated in. As one of the people that are here and a leader in your own right, do you feel that this is a great plan, and can it work?
I don't think it can work for those who have money. But for those people who don't have money, like your communities, it's not going to work. And also, I personally feel that it's a long-term plan. What are we doing now? The situation is now. What is government doing? What is the president saying about the now situation? Because we continue to lose business, as you have rightfully indicated. The tourist sector, tourism has opened up. We see tourists coming in by the busloads daily. But what are they coming to? South Africa, these people take a very negative report back to their various countries with that South Africa is a very, very, very poor country. And we are not a poor country. I don't believe we are. It's very sad because, the community itself around me, these people have now resorted because of their basic needs, like electricity and water and sanitation, is not there. They're now resorting to doing what doesn't favor some of our businesses, which is illegal connectivity. But they need the electricity. I'm sitting here, I don't have electricity for 4 months. The government entities are just not doing their part. Now, President says to me that he's going to whatever country to go fetch whatever and do all of that stuff. For me, he said basically nothing. He's quiet.
What would you like to see happen?
Let the people who have been voted into offices do their work. It has to start there. Because if they can start doing what they were employed to come and do, 50% of the issues that we have in this country will be resolved. Our people are not working. They're not. I always say South Africa, on paper, is brilliant. It is brilliant. But there's no implementation and no policing of those very policies and that they've put on paper. So if the people who have been placed in office, if they can do their work, 50% of our issues will be resolved.
And you're saying that your business has been affected by cable theft and so on. How are you running the business without power?
Well, even now, as we are here, I'm running on generator. It's been 4 months running on generator. every 6 days we have to put in 25,000 rands worth of diesel. And for a small business like this, it is not fair. It is absolutely wrong at all levels. And, the very same government officials are saying, they're empowering black-owned businesses, black female-owned businesses. But when they're going out of their way seemingly to harm an iconic business like this one, black female-owned, then it makes you wonder. Right now, as I sit here, now, from this very Friday, I'm supposed to be welcoming 70 internationals, 70 from all over the world. They're supposed to be convening here. They're doing something there at Soweto Theatre, which is job creation. Just for them to be here, and they leave on the 8th of August. Just for them to be here. How am I supposed to welcome these people? I can't even cut room keys. Because my doors, they have, the room keys, they've got to read the key. But they can't do it. I'm sitting here with like 70% of my rooms not opening because I don't have electricity. My kitchen, 90% of my kitchen is electrical. Do you understand? So how am I supposed to look after this? What are these people? How am I supposed to say to me and my team? How are we supposed to say welcome to the South African Ubuntu-ness when the very same people who are supposed to be balancing us as a small business, black female owned, are not helping? I have fought this fight, this city power thing, and they keep on just passing the buck. They keep on sending me from pillar to post. Now they're saying the only way that they can light this hotel is if I promise them that the cables are not going to be stolen. I will put security here. Here's the question. If they as government have failed to look after their own infrastructure, who is me? Who am I? To come and now, for them to expect to put such a heavy burden of security on my shoulders. What are they saying?
Mama, I hear this is deep indeed and obviously hurtful as well. But if I may understand, the president's saying that they have interventions and you have this problem at hand. If you had a chance to speak to the president and tell him the issues that you are faced with, what would you say would be the solution in all of this?
I would say to Mr. President that the solution is to make sure that the people in the offices do their work. Look, by that, let me just simplify it. This property is looked after JPC. JPC is Joburg Property Company. They look after a whole lot of government businesses, right? Buildings. They have a huge maintenance department. Maintain these buildings. That is what I mean when I say let the people do their work. Let them maintain the places. Do you understand? Even just here, this hotel in itself. If you can go to the kitchen, the roof is falling apart and all of that stuff. Now, how am I going to fix the ceiling when the actual problem is the outside of the building? Do you understand? That is some of the things that I would say to the president. That, just make sure that the people in the offices, they work. Because people don't work. People just hog jobs, and they don't do what they're supposed to do. They get paid nice amounts of money. If you look at the city of Joburg and JPC, they drive around with these big twin cabs the whole day. For what? Doing what? Absolutely nothing. While the place rots away like this. So that is what I would say to the president.
And in terms of power, what would you say?
They can do something now. They can do something now. Like I said, I've been talking to the city power officials and people. I've become somewhat of an electrical expert now because that's the lingo I get into daily. Now I even know that there's aluminium that they can be used to replace the cables and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you, Mama.